I don't know if the stories have gotten any better. I don't know if more is better. That's why I say it's such a relative thing. There's more opportunity, but I don't think there's better quality. I don't think there's better actors, for sure.
What is the difference when you're playing a real person who's been in the game versus, say, playing Brooks Payne in New Edition? Like, what, as an actor, when you have played somebody with a complicated kind of background like that, like, what are you, what's your approach?
You mean in the game? When you say in the game, you mean in the drug game or in the criminal world?
Yeah, I mean, you were in the drug game. Yeah, because in the criminal world.
As opposed to
people who are in a criminal. Yeah, like playing like somebody who clearly not in the criminal world. I mean, like, are the pressures different? Like, what's your approach?
I think that when you're playing real life characters in general, I'll start there. When you're playing like real people, there's something. I mean, you don't want to do a disservice to these real people, okay? So Brooke Payne was there, and I don't want to disappoint the guy I'm being. You know what I'm saying? So I think you focus a little more. Nobody wants to go and do a bad job portraying Martin Luther King or portraying Jimi Hendrix. You don't want to. Somebody has to portray you one day. Like what? You're on the set. She's gonna be like, I don't want to mess this up. So you have that feeling as opposed to, say, a fictional character. But I think when you're playing like underworld character as opposed to a regular a square versus a non-square, it's more fun to play the non-square. It just is. It's just a little bit more fun to play the bad guy. But what I realize is that I just like that my bad guys. I want you to see that they're smart people. They make these decisions, they make these choices, but I want you to like them, and I want you to know that they're smart. Even if they're killers, even if they're doing something wrong or something illegal, I still want you to like the character, okay? I know you're gonna like Brooke Payne. I know you're gonna like these people because they square. Why don't you like them? He's square already. I'm gonna do the right thing. This guy's going to do the right thing. You're gonna like those people for the most part, okay? Unless you're a hater, you're pretty much gonna like people who just are normal. The bad guys who you portray, so-called bad guys, how do you make them look? How do you make them likable? That's the challenge. This guy's a killer or this guy's a drug dealer. How am I gonna make him likable? How can you see these characters laugh? Okay, you can see Brooke Payne do something funny, but can you see Avon do something funny? So the challenge is there to have a complete performance. You don't want the bad guy just to be, I am bad. He's got to be enriched with humor, and he's got to be a likable person. All right, and I know a lot of bad guys in the real world, so-called bad guys in the real world, and they all seem so smart. They all seem so smart, I never thought, let me get these roles and let me just be. No, they have to be smart, and they have to make decisions that are tough to make. And then they put themselves in these perpetual killer be killed situations. So you're in a killer be killed situation. Which one are you trying to do? Okay. So I can reason with that, especially being where I'm from, growing up how I grew up. I can reason with the bad guy, and I enjoy playing those roles a little bit more. Although I've done it so much now, I have a good time just being a square. I do.
It's funny because one of the scenes that is one of the best in The Wire's history is the showdown that you and Stringer finally have. And when you tell him, I told you about playing them fucking away games. I was like, I just love that. When you had to, it was in any friendship, you have that moment sometimes where you have to say things to your friend that you've been wanting to say, that you've been holding in there. And that scene it never, ceases to amaze me. And I think you called him a man without a country, which is a line that I often use with other people. Yeah, you're a man without a country.
So many quotables,
Oh my God, the Wire. I mean, the writing in it was just really
Awesome.
spectacular.
Super awesome. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Um, when you think about the arc of your career, you're always steadily working. You're always in these different films. And as somebody who has kind of been through different sort of different eras in Hollywood, how would you describe right now the climate for Black actors? Is it better than it was when you started, or even at very high peaks in your career? What would you say about the climate for Black actors right now?
I think that there's more opportunity. Better is a relative thing, but I think that there's definitely more opportunity because of what we talked about. It's just, even right now, we're Zoom talking, okay? So there's just more technological opportunities. People can go make more independent things. And there's more streaming venues. If theaters ever come back, you have theaters, streaming venues, television. Your flat screen is like a theater, and there's a demand for content because there's all these new venues for streaming. So I feel like there's more opportunity, and that's definitely a better thing. I don't know if the stories have gotten any better. I don't know if more is better. That's why I say it's such a relative thing. There's more opportunity, but I don't think there's better quality. I don't think there's better actors, for sure.
Do you feel like at points in your career, and if so, when were these points that you were typecast?
I'm sure I've been typecast probably the whole time. Yeah, I don't think that, look, if Wood Harris was a white actor, think about it. Look how many classics. That's why you say I'm underrated. It's said that I'm underrated. Yeah, if I was a white actor, I mean, just think about that now. Like, with this many classic films, I don't even know what to tell you it would be like, So yes, I've probably been typecast the whole time. Yeah, I mean, my type is Black, this, that. It's typecast for sure the entire time. The only time I'm not necessarily typecast, and I'm super blessed, I'm being Jimi Hendrix. I'm real people. So those are the opportunities that I haven't been typecast. I went and did Broadway. There's no typecasting an actor on Broadway necessarily. But for the most part, the things we get typecast the whole time. Unless you make your own world, you will be typecast for the most part.
I mean, like, how many, after you do Paid in Full, like how many Paid in Full like scripts came your way?
Say that again?
I said, after you did Paid in Full, how many Paid in Full like scripts came your way?
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's funny because people want to see that. I mean, they want to see the same thing again, in a sense, Like, it's like a song to them. They want to hear the song again. But yeah, a lot. People looking for Paid in Full 2. There's no Paid in Full 2. It's a true story.
Well, I was gonna ask you of all, especially now you see some of the classic movies. I mean, you've always seen this, but I feel like there's being particular attention paid to Black movies being, remade or rebooted or shapeshifted in some way. What movie is there? A movie that you have done that you would actually like to see remade?
Well, that's a good question. I've never thought about that.
Like, do you think they could remake Above the Rim?
Yeah, they do a great job remaking Above the Rim. All these movies could be remade to me. I would not be hurt by anything being remade, all right? I think that it would be flattering. I want to see the guy who did what I had to do, all right? Because I'm a fan. I like artists. I want to see the talent. I like talent. I want to see great talent. Above the Rim is a good nominee for that. It's old. It's a period piece now. You know what I'm saying? And I can see them doing a great job remaking something like that. Or even Remember the Titans. I mean, it's football. They're not going to remake these movies. They could do Above the Rim. Paid in Full. They do so many skits. It pretty much has been remade online. You go get all the skits, you can watch the movie completely.
Right. That is, and the memes, right?
And the memes, yeah, the skits and the memes, Paid in Full is remade.
Yeah, that's that is very true. I always ask actresses because it's fascinating to me. Was there a role that you were up for that you didn't get that still bothers you?
I always wanted to do the Ma Rainey story that recently came out. And now Chadwick Boseman is a special man, special guy. So I don't have no problem, no pressure. But before he was casting that, I was even talking to a good friend of mine, Malcolm Lee. Who
I know Malcolm Lee. Yeah, he did What, The Best Man, right?
Yeah, we went to college together. And he's just a good friend of mine. So I used to be like, man, we got to do that movie, bro. We got to do that movie together. In fact, we talked about that maybe a year before they start making it. So I wanted to do that. And there's been roles I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? I never felt sort of the pressure of not doing them, but I wanted to do them pretty badly, though.
Was there one that you passed on that you wish you hadn't have passed on?
I have scripts that I passed on that I didn't even engage with, that I should have read, engaged with, and maybe had something to do with. But not really, though. Not really. I mean, when you pass on something, you probably have a good reason. Anything I passed on before, I've just had a good reason to do so.
Have you had the experience of acting in something and then afterwards thinking to yourself, or maybe even you see it in full and like, that wasn't a good movie?
Oh yeah. Yeah, all the time. Okay. Like even within a good movie, the moments that you don't like pop out, so yeah, all the time. You can see a movie or a TV show or something that you're in or somebody is in, you're like, that's terrible.
What is Wood Harris's worst movie? What do you think your worst movie is? What would you say?
Let me think.
I mean, granted, your IMDb is like 9 pages long, but
right. My worst movie. I just can't even throw these people in. I'm not gonna say. You almost got me though. You almost got me. I'm not gonna do that.
You're not gonna.
You almost got me, man.